Hello, this is Unlimited Splash, where we get better at Magic together through a new draft every day. And today I am so excited that March of Machine is available on Flashback Draft. For anyone who might not know, March of Machine is widely considered one of the greatest Magic sets of all time for draft. This set is ridiculously balanced, super deep, has tons of archetypes for all kinds of different playstyles, has so many interesting build-arounds, leads to ridiculously dynamic gameplay, and just such a massive variety of different experiences. So it is very, very, very highly regarded among people who draft a lot, and we get to draft it for 1 week. So I am going to be drafting it a lot this week. I also have very fond memories of this set because I drafted a lot about 15 years ago. Then I took a really long break from Magic, and March of Machines is right when I got back into the game. My friends and I love this set, so I've drafted it a few times in paper in the last few years, but only a few times. So it's a huge privilege to get to draft it online, and I hope by the end of this week I'll have converted all of you into March of Machines enthusiasts if you weren't already. Let's go! Okay, don't worry if you don't know the cards, I'll be reading them. So I'll also say, I had not very good card evaluation when this set came out because I was very new and I had like 10-year-old ideas about what cards were good. So I'm going to be trying to take a fresh pair of eyes to these cards as much as possible. So when the siege enters, it makes 2 1/1s for 3. Non-creature spells you cast have Convoke is not very high impact. At the beginning of your end step, untap some creatures. So this makes you 2 1/1s for 3, which is less than you would usually get for those stats. And then it turns into something big. I'm suspecting, well, it turns into something also fairly low impact. This is a battle where you put it onto your opponent's side of the board, and then you have to deal, in this case, 4 damage to it, the way you would attack a planeswalker or a player. And then it flips into whatever you cast the card that it transforms into. I'm guessing it's not good, but I haven't played with any of these rares in several years, so I'm going to lean a little bit more experimental at the start of this run just to kind of refresh myself. Again, I'm guessing this is not a very good card, but hey, we'll see. Someone even passed me one, which further entrenches my guess that this is not a very good card. So I do remember one card that I remember that is really, really good. At least it seemed really good to me 3 years ago when I was facing it down all the time, is Halo Forger. You play this as a 3/1 flying for 3. When it enters, you can pay X, and then you get to play an instant or sorcery with mana value X from a graveyard without paying its mana cost. So in other words, you play Halo Forger and you get to just recast something out of your graveyard. It kind of gives an instant or sorcery in your graveyard flashback. I remember this card being very powerful in this set. Again, my card evaluation was weaker 3 years ago, but I definitely remember it being strong, and I would definitely like to try it out and see if that holds up to the truth. A bunch of the black spot removal in the set was really good, but I think this one is way overpriced. Exile a creature, incubate 3. I think that one was not one of the good ones. I remember back in the day, I really wanted to make Invasion of Gobakan work. This card that you put a tax on a card in their hand so that they can't play it for a while. That card is not very good in limited, but I thought it was super cool. Moment of Truth and Order of the Mirror, I think, are both like replacement level blue cards. Moment of Truth, you like select a card from the top of your library. Order of the Mirror is like a pretty understated creature. The card that I'm going to take is Aerial Boost. This card is nutty. This is a combat trick that can be cast with Convoke. Convoke is where you can tap your creatures to reduce the mana cost of the spell. And the way that a combat trick with Convoke plays out is I could be completely tapped out, and then so long as I have 2 creatures and one of them is white, I could play a combat trick. So you could be blown out in this set attacking into empty mana if someone has 2 untapped creatures and can just play this combat trick. It's nutty. This is a really good card. Okay, Urborg Scavengers. Oh my goodness, that's where this comes from. Okay, so this is not exactly March of Machines. It's March of Machines Aftermath set or something like that. The Aftermath product was like a add-on product to March of Machines that they put out, and it bombed commercially, and so they like folded it into Outlaws of Thunder Junction. But here in this draft, they have replaced a few cards with these Aftermath cards. I remember this card was a ridiculous beater in cube. Specifically the Arena Cube before the Power Cube, it was like the best card. So when it enters or attacks, exile a card from a graveyard, put a counter on it. So it's already a 3/3 for 3. It has flying as long as that thing had flying. Same is true for first strike, death touch, blah, blah, blah. Every single ability a creature can have, basically. Really good card. I don't know how good it's going to be in Premier Draft. I just know that in Cube, it was so easy to get like all sorts of different abilities, but I think the rate is just extremely strong on this card. So I'm guessing it's still going to be really good. Here we have an interesting choice. So Elspeth's Smite is a good removal spell. 1 white mana to deal 3 damage to an attacking or blocking creature. That is often going to trade way up in mana. Like you can kill their 3-drop for 1 mana. That's really good. Removal spells that are limited to targeting tapped, attacking, or blocking creatures are usually not very good, but this is one of them that's good. Phyrexian Awakening is also pretty good. It's really a 4/4 for 5-ish. So you make an incubator token, and that is going to cost 3 for this to cast and 2 to untap it, and then it has some passive ability for your Phyrexians. What I'm going to take is one of the best commons in the set, Eyes of Gitaxias. In a way, kind of, this is sort of like a 3/3 that draws you a card when it enters. Not really, because you have to invest in the Phyrexian incubator token to actually turn it into a creature. Okay, what does this do? But it's kind of close. Tap, add 1 mana of any of this creature's colors. Spend this mana only to activate an ability of a creature. So you can spend this on your incubator tokens. This is an Aftermath card, so I didn't play with this. Activate only if it has another activated ability and it has some 5 mana thing. Okay, I am unlimited splash, so I would like to do that, but it doesn't look like with activated, that doesn't look like anything that can do anything in limited. So I'm going to take Angelic Intervention. This was a super sick card. Target player, creature or planeswalker you control gains protection from colorless or the color of your choice until end of turn. If it's a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Ridiculous. This card was really, really a blowout. It's so hard to get into combat trick when the opponent has 2 white mana up in this set because of this card. I remember Seba Cryptomancer was a card that was a surprise to me. I didn't really get why it was good, but it just is. The reason is it protects from the opponent's removal spell. So you flash this guy in, backup gives a creature, you like target a creature and put a +1/+1 counter on it, and it gives it all the abilities that come after backup in the text of the card. And so you flash this thing in, put a counter on one of your creatures, and then it gives that creature hexproof until end of turn, importantly. So in other words, this is like a 0/1 that grows one of your creatures and protects it from a removal spell, or you could just play it as a 1/2 for 2 as a surprise if you wanted to. So that could be good as well. Okay, when this enters, it deals 3 damage to any one target you gain 3 life. I think this card is way too slow. It's like 5 mana for basically what people realized is the way to evaluate these battles is with the enters effect, and everything else is like icing on the cake. I think that's still basically the right way to evaluate these cards. I'm just gonna spoiler alert, I'm just gonna take the dual land. Disturbing Conversion is like fine to bad. Inspired Charge is bad. Golden Scale Aeronaut is bad. Traumatic Revelation I think is bad, or pretty bad. But anyways, so this is like a Lightning Helix for 5. I'm not in the market for that. If any of my card evaluations are way off, blame me 3 years ago when I was just getting back into Magic, because I definitely remember some of these are just foggy memories of how good things are. Some of these are actually well-informed opinions, the way that I might have about like Turtles or a set I've been playing a lot of, like at my current draft strength. So here I'm probably going to play Disturbing Conversion. Protocol Knight is not so good. It's understated. Wait, what's this? Look at the top 6 and you can put a dragon in? Dragon. I don't know how many dragons are going to be here. It could be good. If it's look at the top 6 and put something into your hand, it's usually a really good ability. But dragons, I don't know about dragons. I think every card here is bad. I remember this card was way too finicky. 2/4 for 5, like needs to have an amazing ability. Maybe I could actually, so this Scab is not good either, but neither is the Oculus Whelp or Failed Conversion or Mirrodin Avenged or Searing Barb, I don't think. So maybe I take the Scab because it's closest to the color that I'm most likely to play. And you can imagine doing things like, I mean, I'm really hoping that I get to like Halo Forger and Eyes of Gitaxias. You can imagine if I have some like sickeningly good graveyard stuff. Okay, maybe I'll just take the Deluge. I don't think any of these cards is any good. I loved this little guy back in the day, but I always knew he was not good. Yeah, none of these cards are good. That's the other thing about March of Machines. It was big enough that there were just bad cards. Like, I'm pretty sure every card in this pack is just bad right now. Whereas right now, if you look at Turtles, there's like essentially no bad cards. There's like 3 cards that you'd be actually unhappy to have in your deck below mythic level. Especially no bad cards at common level. Okay, I'll take Urn of Godfire, and then finally This gorilla I remember was really bad as well. Each player mills 2 cards, then you can exile this card, and when you do, you put a creature or battle from your graveyard on top of your library. But do you have to target creature or battle? Okay, so you have to target one if you can, I think. So I remember Scornblade Berserker was pretty sweet. I think maybe I'm just going all in on the... I'm just doing a Urborg Scavengers build around run. Then I really do want cards that have actually like these passive abilities in my graveyard. But I remember this card was so good in Cube. This was like pack 1 pick oneable in the Arena Cube. So it's gotta be good, right? Like if I can manage to get some like life linkers, for example, I could get like a 2, and it's when it attacks as well, and it's from any graveyard. And you don't even have to exile a creature for it to get the +1/+1 counter. No, I think this card is just nutty on raw power. It wasn't just a cube thing that made it good. So super happy to have that card. Now let's see, I remember the Battle Fan would sometimes like beat me, but it has typically not been good in more recent sets. Let's see, there's a Furtive Analyst. Glistening Deluge, by the way, I didn't talk about this, but this is like a really bad card. These kinds of like mini board wipe effects are essentially never good. Tangled Skyline is so good though. I might actually just take a Tangled Skyline because look, there's like nothing for me in this pack. Seraph of New Capenna, you could play it, but as I recall, this is not a good card. And this is some Thopter themed thing. When you play a land from exile, you make a 1/1 Thopter. It's not landfall, make a Thopter. It's when you play a land from exile somehow. How you're going to do that is anybody's guess. But okay, I have this Urn of Godfather. I have a dual, or Godfire. I have a dual land. So maybe I just take the Tangled Skyline. I remember this card is super, super good. You gain 5 life, incubate 5, and it gives all your Phyrexians reach. Preening Champion is the mythic common of the format, literally. If you look up the win rate of this card, as I recall, it's higher than like almost every mythic. This is the Mighty Mutanimals of its day. And by the way, if it gets into the graveyard, then it does give me flying. It gives my Urborg Scavengers flying. So here we go. These are actually 2 1/1s. I'm probably not going to be splashing white, but we'll see. I mean, now that I have these double Urborg Scavengers, I'm really wanting to play black, and Halo Forger as well. It's an awesome black card. It does seem like passing around all these Scornblade Berserkers and stuff might be... Oh, Blot Out is in this thing. That might be putting other people into black, but we'll see. I mean, if I could wheel Scornblade Berserker or Aetherblade Agent, I would be really happy. I don't think Blot Out is going to be good. But we're definitely on Preening Champ. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Okay, I do not believe that Invasion of Kamigawa is any good. What's this? When it deals combat damage to a player, return artifact or enchantment from your graveyard to the battlefield. Interesting. So I could bring back like Invasion of Segovia. I don't know, a 2/5 for 4? I don't know. It could be good, but I think I just want Moment of Truth because with Halo Forger, I just want like a diversity of things to cast. I really feel like I may be in the wrong lane right now. Okay, Realm Breaker. Target opponent mills 3 cards. Put a land card under your control, and you can find any number of creators. Okay, that has nothing to do with limited magic at all. I might just go with the dual land. I'm feeling a little squeezed here. I could take the solid responsible white card, but I have essentially no pulls into white. I don't think that blue is cut, right? I was getting... I got past a Preening Champ, Saiba Cryptomancer. I got a Eyes of Gitaxias late. I got a bunch of late blue. Maybe black is cut though. Yeah. Is someone else in blue-black near me? It's not looking great. I wouldn't expect that we're all drafting correctly after not seeing the set for 3 years though. So, oh yeah, remember I liked Temporal Cleansing. Okay, what do you do? It costs 2 less for each creature that died this turn. Destroy all other creatures that were dealt damage. Yeah, but that's symmetrical. It would destroy all of your creatures as well. Seems really hard to set this up to go well. Enduring Bond Warden is fine. Passivism is fine. I just want the Aetherblade Agent. It's a 2-drop in my colors. This card's kind of nice when, or it's not actually very good, but like when you flip it, if it deals combat damage to a player or a battle, you draw a card. So it has potential, right? It has a very high power ceiling. I remember I liked this card. When it enters or dies, draw a card, then discard a card. And then you can shuffle cards from your graveyard into your library, which doesn't matter. But when it enters, you loot. But it's a 1/3 for 2. I don't know. This card's really funny. When it enters, draw 3, then discard 1. And then you can start copying stuff. I think I just want the 2-drop. Invasion of Vryn is not good. I just want the 2-drop. Invasion of Vryn is fun, but it's not good. That's where I land on that one. Okay, so I thought that this card was good, and it definitely is not. Back in the day, I remember I thought that Corrupted Conviction was good. The Attentive Skywarden's not very good. So, I mean, probably the best card in the pack is actually Ral's Reinforcements. This card's pretty sweet, but I cannot see myself pivoting to Grixis or Blue-Red or anything. So let's go ahead and just take the Scab. Not a good card, but I'm just trying to make a functional deck. I mean, I would like this aerial boost, but at this point, I really don't think I'm actually going to be in green or white. I think we're pretty much ride or die with blue-black at this point, for better or worse. I'm not playing Kite Sail. Halo Hopper is not good. A 3/2 Convoke for 3. I might just take the Battle Fan. I guess it can help me do combat. This guy has Vigilance. You can give my Urborg Scavengers Vigilance. But I already have one. I don't really want another one. Okay, I'll just take the Battle Fan. None of these cards are very good. It looks like red ended up being pretty open, except none of these are red, and Sword Sworn Cavalier is actually quite a good card. This card, it goes in a really sick Knights deck. And I remember this card, unfortunately, does not work in Best of 1. But back in the day at Friday Night Magic in Best of 3, permanents you control gain hexproof and prevent all damage from black or red sources. That was a beater. If someone was in red or black and you're playing against them, you sideboard it in. Another Urborg Scavengers. What is going on? Okay, well, I'm all in on Urborg Scavengers in that case. That's so funny. So I'm just trying to mill cards, get cards in my graveyard, and do fun stuff. Yeah, okay. I mean, sure. Ancient Imperiosaur. I don't... Oh, yeah. It enters with 2 counters. It's probably fine. I would say this card's probably okay. Nezumi Informant, I remember, was a nice 2-drop. So I'm just going to take the Urborg Scavengers, and all that we're trying to do now is just get cards in our graveyard that have abilities. Oh, another Halo Forger. I didn't really get any black removal, which is what you really want with Halo Forger, or like draw spells. Eyes of Gataxias is like perfect. Omen Hawker is so good. I remember Luis Scott Vargas called this card Sol Ring. Just add 2 mana for 1. But I think it is going to be a little bit harder for me to make great use of that in this situation. I don't seem to have that many abilities. I mean, it does. The real thing that Omen Hawker does that's awesome is it does activate your Phyrexian tokens. Okay, maybe I actually will take the Halo Forger. It has flying for my Urborg Scavengers, and it flashes back all of this stuff. So, okay, let's see. Training Grounds, I don't know about that. Inga Runais, when it enters Scry 3, I remember it was really hard to activate this second ability. It's not a good second ability. When it dies, draw 3 cards if 3 or more creatures died this turn. So I could take the Flywheel Racer. This is not a good card, but it has Vigilance for my Urborg Scavengers. And you can exile a card that is not a creature that has Vigilance, and this thing still gets Vigilance. And I have essentially nothing to do on turn 2. So again, not a good card, but I want it more than I want the Etched Familiar mediocre 3-drop. I have enough mediocre 3-drops. If Far's Dispersal is perfect, this is the perfect card that I'm looking for. So if this card is like, when you cast an instant or sorcery spell, they lose 1, blah, blah, blah. You can play it from your graveyard by doing too much stuff. This is not a good card. 3/4 for 4 with really stringent mana requirements that doesn't do that much is not good. So I'll take the Afar's Dispersal. This is a fantastic card. Return a creature to its owner's hand, surveil 2. I can surveil cards that have abilities into my graveyard, and then I can have them exiled with Urborg Scavengers. Thrilled to see an Eyes of Gataxias. This is the perfect card to go along with Halo Forger. What's this? This is a Aftermath card. 1/3 for 2 flying, lifelink, and legendary permanents you control have. Okay. The Aftermath cards are a mix of absolutely busted and absolutely worthless. Okay, I'm going to take Eyes of Gataxias, just a fantastic card. Remove 5 counters from permanent, draw card. Rats, I had high hopes. I was like, am I finally getting some of that black removal that I need? But no, alas, I am not. Maybe I just take Protocol Knight. Do I have any Knights? Protocol Knight, if you have a Knight, it stuns something. I don't have any Knights. I don't know. What do I take? Let's see. So the meme of this card is you're trying to remove stuff from your battle, but that like never comes up. I guess I'll just take Invasion of Kamigawa. Not a good card. When it enters, tap something and something else. Not very useful. Okay, you have Menace. That's at least an ability. I could Swamp Cycle this and then play an Urborg Scavengers. That's actually a nice play pattern. Okay, I like that. I like that. And I'm going to cut Invasion of Kamigawa. Doesn't seem good. Vanquish the Weak. Okay. Now these guys do have a lifelink, but they're really bad, so I don't really want to play them. Well, I don't know about this. Other vampires you control get +1/+1. Some Aftermath card. I don't know how many vampires there are going to be. Do I have any vampires? I have 0. Yeah, okay. So I'll play Vanquish the Weak. This is a removal spell, so now Halo Forger can access a removal spell in theory. I also don't want to play the Shapecraft, so maybe I do actually play that Bladed Battle Fan. Wow, we wield Omen Hawker. Yeah. Do I have... Yeah, I have some... I have enough abilities like Equip, the... There's the Incubator tokens. Swamp Cycling is an ability. Yeah, I'm happy. Oh yeah, there's also this Transform as an ability. I'm happy to take that guy. Yeah, so activated abilities of creatures you control cost 2 less. I thought for a second that this could do something about Incubator tokens, but it's only creatures you control. Okay, so I'm probably going to take Etched Familiar, but do I play it over anything? Maybe I play this Rona over a Halo Charge Scab because neither of them is good in my deck. So why not, I guess? Yeah, interesting. I wonder if I play the Etched Familiar over the Halo Charge Scab, but probably not. Milling cards is consistent with like what my most powerful cards want me to be doing. So my hope is basically that they get some creatures in the graveyard. Opening an Urborg Scavengers every pack was so funny. I mean, that was not even part of March of Machines, some Aftermath card. So we'll see. We'll see how good it is. I mean, it's not that great on the basis of my deck alone, but if my opponents have cards that have those abilities, I mean, the ideal would be that I get a Saiba Cryptomancer in the graveyard, and then I give my Urborg Scavengers like hexproof, and then it's very easy for me to give them flying. And then it's a 5/5 or 4/4 flying hexproof. I mean, that's amazing, right? All right. I think I actually will play the Scavs over the Rona, to be honest. I do not have very high hopes for this deck. I think I kind of got cut, but we're going to learn a lot about Urborg Scavengers. That is one thing that we will learn a lot about. Oh no, they're matching me against actually good players. I had no idea what I was doing when I played March of Machines. Okay. Okay, all right. We'll do our best. We'll do our best. As we start playing game number 1, I do want to point out something very funny in this top right corner of your screen, which is our follower counter. I set a follower goal when I was at 71 subscribers of hitting 100 subscribers, at which point I was going to launch a Discord channel. Well, at the time of recording, we are 1 subscriber short of that 100 subscriber goal. I'm hoping that by the time this actually goes out, we will have passed 100 subscribers, which means that a Discord channel is on the way. In that channel, we will work together as a community to learn draft formats, trade information about what, you know, old washed up unlimited splash does not know about March of Machines, for example. And like someone who actually was already good at drafting in those days could tell us like what I should have done totally differently in this draft. And importantly, for like win-a-box events and that kind of a thing, you can go in there and you can ask questions about like, oh, you know, what should I do for my pool? Should I play this build or should I play that build? Which deck looks better? So all that to say, if we've already passed 100 subscribers, the Discord channel is on the way, but there will be another subscriber goal. So you should still subscribe, keep an eye on that Discord, and we will be doing something else fun. Okay, so now basically I can flip this guy and attack if I want to, but then they can flip their Incubator token and block it. Now, I do have a Far's Dispersal, but it only works on an attacking creature. So I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably do nothing, actually. I guess I could flip my Etherblade agent if I want, and then they're going to flip their Incubator. Maybe that's better than looting, for example. Okay, why don't I go ahead and flip this guy, but not attack? That probably sounds best. Flip it and not attack. I do wonder if they're just going to invest a removal spell in it now. But I kind of like the idea of between a Far's Dispersal, my looting, my drawing, my Halo Forger, hopefully I can just clear the board a little bit and actually get an attack in. We'll see. We'll see. Looks like they do have their choice of removal spells and they're trying to figure out what to shoot at the Mind Stinger. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't hate that. Yeah, I really feel like I was cut this draft. Okay, so Afar's Dispersal is an instant. So I think I'll attack with just the Mind Stinger. They will flip their Incubator. And then I am going to Afar's Dispersal the Incubator token. Surveil 2. I think Omen Hawker can go in the bin, but Urborg Scavengers can stay up here. And then I'm actually going to draw the Urborg Scavengers, so that's kind of sweet. All right, looking good. Nice. I like that a lot. And end. And then I can actually, if I draw land, I can Halo Forger and cast Afar's Dispersal from my bin. That's pretty sweet. And I can dig for a land by looting with the Furtive Analyst. Okay, end of turn, I will loot. Oh, this card has Vigilance. But yeah, I should have attacked with that. Oh, okay, I can give my Urborg Scavengers Menace. That's nice. That's nice. Okay, so why don't I start by attacking with maybe just Furtive Analyst? Yeah, okay, so let's just start by going in with a Furtive Analyst. Then I'm going to play the Urborg Scavengers. It's so strange that this is in the bin. Okay, and then I'm going to exile the Mauler. So it has Menace. And then I will play Flywheel Racer, which lets me do Halo Forger plus something like Afar's Dispersal next turn. What do? I sacrifice a creature with the greatest mana value. Okay, goodbye Furtive Analyst. And end. Yeah, blot out. Interesting. I don't know how good that is. Probably fine is my guess. Like a little bit better than mediocre. That's my guess. But again, I don't really know. It's been so long. Okay. You may pay X when you do from a graveyard. Oh, I forgot about that. When you do, you cast an instant or sorcery from a graveyard. Yeah, from a graveyard. Okay, so I can play a land, play a Halo Forger, I'm going to cast, I will take that action, thank you. I will pay X equals 3. I could blot them out, actually. Is that better? Sure, let's say that's better. No. I want to surveil. Sorry. I want to surveil. I want the extra surveil. So I kill this and I also get to surveil. So I will bounce that guy. Ooh, that's kind of nice, isn't it? So land in the bin, keep the removal spell. Then I'm going to crew up my Flywheel Racer. Actually, no, it doesn't matter because they have a 4/4. So what I'm just going to do is attack with my Menace card. All right. In with a menacing Urborg Scavengers. I guess I could also attack with the Mind Stinger because it has Death Touch, but I don't really want to. And then, yeah, I'll exile their instant from their graveyard. Technically, like, yeah, I have another Halo Forger, so maybe it would be better for me to leave an instant in a graveyard. But I think... you know, they could also have, I don't know about Halo Forger, but something that does something from the graveyard. I remember white-black was like an especially weak color pair in this format. Not that they shouldn't be playing it, but I remember like it kind of ran out of gas around this stage in the game, unless you have Drana and Linvala. That's the exception. Yeah, I'm most likely, if I play Halo Forger, to want to like re-Vanquish the Weak or re-Eyes of Gitaxias. Okay, so what does this do? Now, activated abilities of creatures your opponents control can't be activated. Okay, it can still crew. And the attack trigger here is triggered. It has all activated abilities of all creatures your opponents control. So I have no activated abilities. Yeah, this doesn't strike me as that scary. And then you can exile 2 cards from graveyards and you gain life. Well, that's a little annoying. That's a little annoying. Because then they can just exile the stuff that Urborg Scavengers would be exiling. Okay, in with that guy. Now, let's see. I kind of want to just block with the Gitaxian Mindstinger. Suppose I block there, and then I vanquish the weak on Drana and Linvala. Then this guy is going to still... It's going to be a 2-4. Well, yeah, I think that's worth it. The question is, would I rather double block with Halo Forger and Flywheel Racer? I think the answer is absolutely not. This Mind Stinger is probably not getting in. Well, actually, I can attack with the Mind Stinger next turn. Okay, well, it's too late now. I'm just going to block. I'm just going to block. I think it's okay. Okay, you get to Surveil. Yeah, please put like a flyer in the bin or something. Okay, this is going to be too sweet. Thank you, Urborg Scavengers, for being one of the most powerful limited cards ever printed. I think. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's true. If I was playing the Arena Cube correctly, that was one busted up Magic card. I'm going to exile Jen. This is why. Now it is a 5/5 flying Vigilance Menace. Yeah, that card is so busted. Even though I got cut, I think I was correct to be playing this card. So now they can kill my Urborg Scavengers because I didn't give it hexproof in time. That's too bad. But let's see if I manage to get in. So what I'm going to do is activate this guy, play the Oracle of Tragedy. Actually, maybe I'll just play... Yeah, let's play Oracle of Tragedy. Like, Preening Tramp is better, but I don't know. They could have Sunfall, one of the most powerful cards ever printed in Limited. So I'm going to play this guy. I'm going to choose to draw a card, then discard a card. The second ability isn't really relevant. This is not that great a card, but yeah. And then I'll just pitch this. And then the reason that I'm doing all this is that I'm going to crew up my Flywheel Racer. I think it's more than worth going in with 3 lethal attackers here, even though this could technically cost me my Flywheel Racer if they have 2 removal spells. I think I need to ask them the question, do you have 2 removal spells? Okay, so you can gain 1 life. Oh, now that's interesting. Now Flywheel Racer is not a lethal attacker. So if they have a single removal spell, I'm throwing away material. Okay, actually, I'm sold. Might as well just attack with these. You know what? No, that's so chicken. So if they have a single removal spell, then I threw away a Flywheel Racer, but I need to ask them to have a removal spell, and I'm just going to draw a card, play a Preening Champ, and they're so close to dead anyways on the next turn. And they didn't have the removal spell because they conceded once they saw that I was making the not chicken attack. All right, hey, maybe I've still got it. I know I'm doing like a trillion things wrong, but I'm having a lot of fun. I love this format. All right, this hand is probably not good. I think every card in my hand is actually bad, but a lot of the cards in my deck are bad, so I don't think that's a reason for me to mulligan. Okay, we have Urborg Scavengers. This guy is my saving grace. The good card in my deck. Urborg Scavengers is so nutty. You just got to see what it does. Okay, so I can make some Krakens. And attack. That kind of seems good, actually. Like, basically, make 2 Krakens and attack. What my opponent doesn't know about this attack is that I'm very happy if they block, because then I am putting a Vigilance card in my graveyard. If they don't block, I'm happy, because I'm just going to sneak in a 1/1 next turn. This way, I get a Vigilance card in my graveyard, so now Urborg Scavengers comes in as a 3/3 Vigilance for 3. That's just a good stat line, and it only gets better from there with Urborg Scavengers. It doesn't gain Defender if I exile a Defender creature, does it? That would be so sad if I exiled this and it gained Defender. Thankfully, that's not how that works. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play this. I'm going to exile my Flywheel Racer, so now it should be a 3/3 Vigilance. It's kind of cool that it counts non-creatures that happen to have that ability. Yeah, really nice. And then if they play a creature, I can Disturbing Conversion it. And I have an opportunity to mill like a flyer, for example. I think that's probably worth doing, because I don't know what exactly is happening here. Actually, I do have a Vanquish the Weak. If they want to block me, I actually do have a Vanquish the Weak, so I will send Urborg Scavengers at this. I actually think there's like a Manhole Missile equivalent here. So we'll see if my attack trigger gets nerfed. There's an equivalent of Manhole Missile where you like deal 3 damage to something and put a card from your hand on the bottom. Nope, they let it become a 4/4. Okay, that's awesome. So I would get a 3/3. Okay, yeah. So they're just gonna block. That's all right. Actually, I don't know if I did that correctly, now that I think about it. But do I just play another Urborg Scavenger? Maybe now I play Furtive Analyst. I don't have a counterspell or anything. I think it's better to play Furtive Analyst because there are board wipes in the set. I don't necessarily remember all of them. But the Urborg Scavengers are also kind of competing with each other. Stasis Field. So it's a 0/2 defender. That's really funny. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play this. I'm going to... You know what? I actually am punished. I should have sent the 1/1 at the battle because I actually would have unlocked it if I had done that. Okay, well, playing Stasis Field is very unboard wiping behavior, so I'm just going to slap down my second Urborg Scavengers. It's so funny. And end. It's just so funny. Maybe I actually should have already looted. Maybe it's possible I should have looted before. No, because it doesn't matter. It's not like I have a haste creature that I could flip over to give this guy haste, so. By the way, the templating here is really interesting. I believe what this tells you is the actual definitive order in which they list these creature abilities. So if you look at this, it tells you the actual rank ordering of where all these abilities go on the card. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's true. All right, just flip this. Draw a card. Ugh, that's bad. So I can Disturbing Conversion their guy. My guy's going to be a 4/4. I can Disturbing Conversion this down to a 3-something, right? I Disturbing Conversion. They get 2 cards in their graveyard. I'm going to exile a card from my graveyard. But I actually want it before the attack trigger because I don't really care if they block my random 1/1. So I'm actually going to do it now and see if I can get something awesome in the bin. If we can get a creature with a good ability in the graveyard. First Strike and Menace, you say? Okay, I don't hate that. So then, this card is so nutty. Urborg Scavengers is going to hit this thing, and the 1/1 is going to hit this thing. Urborg Scavengers is going to exile a First Strike Menace creature. Oh, sorry. That was so wrong. I did this all wrong. I was not supposed to send the 1/1 in. Simple play mistakes, but you know, I haven't played with any of these cards in years, and like I haven't played with Urborg Scavengers since the Arena cube. So the old Arena cube. So my bad. I threw away the 1/1. Sorry, folks, but you know. Hopefully that doesn't come back to haunt us. Okay, so go to damage, lose my 1/1, my bad. And then I believe this guy's gonna untap Urborg Scavengers. Yeah. Oh, I could have looted and untap, but I don't have mana to take advantage of that guy being untapped, so that's okay. Or Urborg Scavengers. Also, I technically could have vanquished the weak on my title, on their title terror when it had 3 power. Okay, what do you do? 5 damage to a creature, planeswalker, or battle. No, you actually do get to kill it, don't you? Oh, that's so sad. Okay. I could vanquish the weak, but I don't really want to. Sure. That's too bad. It happens. I don't think I have anything that I could like loot and do about that. Oh no, I have the Cryptomancer. No, but I couldn't. It's not a non-creature spell, so I wouldn't be able to cast it. Okay. Yep. There's no shore up in this set or anything like that. So I believe they only get to look at 1 card and exile it, so I'm not sure what they're pondering. They got a land. Okay, so now I could vanquish the weak on Title Terror, which I could have done earlier, save my 1/1, etc., etc. So, do I do that? Oh, I can actually Nahiri's Warcrafting with my Halo Forger. Halo Forger is so good. This card is ridiculous. So I can actually loot and then also vanquish the weak. So that's pretty good. So I'm going to loot. Discard Order the Mirror. I really don't need that guy. And then I will cast Vanquish the Weak on your Title Terror. Even though it's already nerfed, I kind of just wanted to get rid of it. So then next, in with both. And then I'm going to main phase loot with this guy. And I don't really get anything that I can use. So not much to say about that, right? Okay. Well, maybe that was a little wasteful. Maybe I should not have fired off the Vanquish the Weak. I just kind of wanted to be in a position to be pushing damage, and Halo Forger is going to come down and deal 5 damage to anything. Pretty much anything they play. Yeah, that's gonna get Nahiri's Warcrafted for sure. That is an ideal Nahiri's Warcraft target. Cadus plus Furtive Analyst is actually awesome. Like getting to loot and then untap it at the end of your turn. That's really sweet. Okay. Oh, I remember this card so good. I remember this card is one of the absolute bombs of the format. When it enters, put a flying counter on each creature that convoked it. So strong. That's just so strong. It's a 3/4 for 4 flying vigilance, convoke, and then it boosts your entire board. Just in case it wasn't good enough. They were worried that maybe it wasn't good enough, and so they made it also boost your entire board. Kind of like Either Blade Agent. 1/2, I really need the extra mana though, so I unfortunately have to discard this guy. All right. Play the land, play this. But I think, what does this do again? When you cast a spell that has Convoke, you deal 1 damage to me. So I probably actually care more about the 3/4 flyer because it can block Halo Forger down. So I'll take that action, pay X equals 3. Technically, this means I only get to look at the top 1 card, but okay. But I can't even play it this turn anyways, so. Sure. I'll exile the land rather than putting it in my deck, I guess. And then in with both. Bonk, bonk. And then I choose to untap only my creature. Thank you. Halo Forger has a pretty bad stat line here, I'll admit. So I'm really hoping that Furtive Analyst is going to do the job for me. I mean, Cadus is a pretty good attacker as well. But Halo Forger killed their 3/4, so I can't really be too sad about that. I wish I'd been able to keep that Either Blade Agent. Oh, I wish I had a Moment of Truth. This is why Moment of Truth is actually good, right? Because someone plays it in a situation like this and you just feel immediately like you're losing. Okay. Another Title Terror. Oh, that's so bad for me. That is so bad for me. They can probably attack with like at least one in the air, right? That's what I would do here, I think. Attacking with the 2/3. Well, that's just a snap trade for me. Okay. Very bold attack. Makes me wonder if they have some way of bringing something back from the graveyard. All right, well, I'll immediately just loot because I have nothing to do. Oh no, are you kidding me? Well, unfortunately, I think we're going to lose to Title Terror. Unfortunately, I think we just lose to Title Terror because when it attacks, you can make it unblockable. So it's just a straight up 4-turn clock. It's a 5/6. I don't have that much removal in my deck. What? They didn't attack? Whoa, okay. I think they should be attacking me. Oh my goodness. All right, Afaris Dispersal. That's one of the few things that actually does something about Title Terror. So I could just bounce it and double attack. I mean, I think I just want to loot. Okay, that's a good one actually. So then I will play Eyes of Gitaxias. See what I draw. Okay, yeah, you know, this is kind of good. Play a land. And then I can activate, I can hold up Afaris Dispersal or loot or activate the incubator at the end of their turn. So, okay, you know, I'm doing things. I can Afaris Dispersal by tapping a blue creature as well. So I could actually Afaris Dispersal if they attack me and then also do the incubator or loot. Having said that, do I even want to Afaris Dispersal? What would I put from my graveyard on top of my library? Either Vanquish the Weak or Eyes of Gitaxias, I guess. So maybe I actually do play Afaris Dispersal at the end of their turn. Yeah, that's probably good. So here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to activate the incubator. And then I'm going to Afaris Dispersal their guy. This is the end of their turn. Maybe I should have held this until I had a lethal attack lined up. Oh, this is a good one. Shuffle 4 cards with mana value 3 or greater from your graveyard into your library, and I only have 10 cards left. That's actually good, right? That's actually good. Okay, Gloomfang Mauler is like maybe the best card that I could have drawn. So I'm going to play this guy. Remember, what he does is gives something 2+1/+1 counters and also menace. Maybe just spread the damage and put it on the Furtive Analyst. Kind of sounds good. I don't know what they have. Kind of feel like it's lands, but I don't know. Like, I haven't tried to attack in a good while, so it's very possible that they have their own Ifara's Dispersal, that kind of thing. I would not be shocked. But actually, so this guy is going to let me shuffle in an Urborg Scavengers, which is kind of awesome, right? All right, let's see what they've got. It's clearly something. I'm curious what it is. Okay, it's the Manhole Missile equivalent. So then I can shuffle that card into my deck as well. That's one option. Wait. What do they have in their hand? Did they put... Oh, I don't know what card in their hand they put on the bottom. Got it. I don't get to know. Yeah, that makes sense. So they might still have the giant fish, but I just don't get to know. Okay, that's cool. I'm sure I've seen that on Arena before, but probably not in a while. Oh, I can actually put Halo Forager back in my deck. That's cool. Okay, I also need to play Oracle before the Scob, or else it shuffles whatever I put on top back in. Playing the Tidal Terror, sure. Playing your Octopus, and then... Okay, so I can actually play the Scob. My stuff doesn't have Convoke anymore. Rats. I was thinking like I can play the Scob and then put something on top, then loot, then cast it, but I don't have that kind of money. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play this guy first. This is such a grindy game. This is awesome. See, don't you love this? Isn't this game so different from the last game? March of Machines is so good. All right, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle because I only have 10 cards left. That seems very powerful. I think I would like Urborg Scavengers in my deck. I would like Halo Forager. I can leave the Ifara's Dispersal in the bin because I have like a 1 in 6 chance of drawing a Halo Forager now. And then probably just put the Invasion in. Technically though, this Scab can put the Invasion back on top, which is probably really good for me because it can put a battle on top. So then I guess I'll also put Vanquish the Weak in my deck. 3 good cards. Ifara's Dispersal is kind of like Vanquish the Weak. All right, those guys get shuffled in, and then I'm going to play a Scob. I could be attacking, but I think my advantage is going to grow over time. Actually, maybe I just want to put Ifara's Dispersal back on top of my deck, to be honest. Yeah, the Invasion actually doesn't do that much for me. Let's put Ifara's Dispersal back on top. And then no need to attack, because my attacks just get better next turn. All right. Feeling good about that. I like what the Oracle and the Scob did. I also like what Gloomfang Mauler did, putting my opponent low. Okay, Ral's Reinforcements. That makes my Menace a little bit worse. But if I attack with Gloomfang Mauler, basically now I just attack with everything, right? They actually cannot kill my Gloomfang Mauler, and they would have to quadruple black the Scob to kill it. Yeah, it's just a simple attack with all. In with the team. Oh, they have a removal spell? That would be bad. Wicked Slumber. Okay. Okay. It's too bad for me. Oh, I should have... No, I guess I could have looted in response, but I don't think I was going to be discarding those guys no matter what. So, okay. Okay. No attacks end. It'll be another few turns. All right. Off goes the Sun Counter. Yeah, Halo Forager. What if I... Okay, here's an idea. I'm going to Ifara's Dispersal. Actually, do they have good things in their bin? Yeah. So I'm going to start by Ifara's Dispersaling the Tidal Terror. Preening Champ is actually good. I can put this in the bin, right? I'm not that low. Okay. Then I'm just going to crack in. And then next turn, I think this Halo Forager should be lethal. Because I get to play Wicked Slumber or Ifara's Dispersal from my graveyard. And I'm happy to spend this Oracle of Tragedy here because they would have to triple block it. So they basically just have to block the Scob, but they could just chump the Scob. But then like all of my stuff is so lethal. Oh, I love March of Machines. All right, we're going to blocks. Chumping. And damage. Okay, very good. Put them to 5. All right, can they deal 19 damage to me in 1 turn? Board wipe. Represent a ton of blockers somehow. Yep, all right, we got it. Woo. That was quite a game too. By the way, if you are around tonight at around 8 p.m. Eastern, I will be doing my first ever live stream. It will probably be more March of Machines draft, but if you are an absolute turtle enthusiast and you show up and you say that we should draft turtles, that's what we'll be doing. So do go ahead and tune in. All right, unfortunately, not a keepable hand. I mean, Either Blade Agent into Urborg Scavengers is very tempting, but I don't think I'm supposed to. I mean, I have one of my colors, a 2-drop, and an amazing 3-drop. Do I actually just keep it? Okay, this could be a quick game, but I think I actually keep it. I'm on the draw, so I have like 4 draws to find my island. Yeah, okay. All right, I made the right call. I made the right call. And now you might get to see why Omen Hawker is so good, because it can boost me into all of my transform abilities. Oh, that's so good with Urborg Scavengers. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and play. Yeah, I'll probably play the Either Blade Agent first, and I will attack with Omen Hawker. Yeah, this synergy is online. Now the question is, do I even play the Urborg Scavengers? I don't think so. I think I just want to activate this guy. Because if they have removal, I don't want the removal to hit Urborg Scavengers, and Urborg Scavengers getting Death Touch is totally sweet. Wait, hold on. I don't think this works, does it? That doesn't work, right? I still deal damage to you. Whoopsies. I'm not sure what my opponent was thinking, but that did not work. So that's kind of a funny one. So I just have to not get any cards in my graveyard now. Oh, you know who's good at not having cards in my graveyard? Our dear friend Urborg Scavengers, but I don't want to play it out just yet because I don't need to. And I have another turn to get a land and find my Saba Cryptomancer protection for it. So now instead, I think I'm going to, let's see, I could play Order of the Mirror and flip it. I could also just bonk down a Furtive Analyst. I think let's do the more aggressive thing. We seem to be the aggressor in this situation, so might as well do that, do something about that. All right, so I'll go ahead and activate this guy. I do have to pay the Phyrexian life cost for it this time, but that's okay. Are you gonna remove it? No, Island Cycling. Now if you can put something into my graveyard, the Mind Stinger does unfortunately get nerfed. However, I could always Saba Cryptomancer it. Yeah, see, this is what I was saying about Inga Rune Eyes. I think I underestimated how good it is, but I do remember drafting this a lot and just not getting there. I think it needs to be in like a very removal heavy deck, and then it's amazing. You're like firing off 3 spot removals, and then you play this, and then you draw 3 cards back. Although, well, no, you need to get it into dying in combat is the hard part, so I don't really remember how you do that. But okay, all right, now I'm gonna go Urborg Scavengers. I'm going to exile a card from my graveyard. And this is going to be so funny. Okay, so I'm going to exile. Let's see. Is there actually a good ability that I can get? No. Okay. Oh, Death Touch and Lifelink? Whoa. But no, I have a plan. I have a plan. So I'm going to exile this from my graveyard. Then I'm going to attack and attack with these 2. And they block there. And then I'm going to back it up. I don't think this is a terrible plan, because the Gitaxian Mind Stinger is so good. I think this is fine. If they have a board wipe somehow, I mean, the main board wipe is Sunfall, which costs 2 white, so I don't think they have that. But basically, like, okay, if they kill my Urborg Scavengers, yes, I'll be sad, but this guy is so good that I think it was worth it. Okay, what just happened? If an opponent has 8 or more cards, I don't. Copy a spell. So you create a token that's a copy of Urborg Scavengers, and then you get to exile your own Death Touch and Lifelink guy. Okay, so I'm punished. So I am punished. Oh, they cascaded into that. Now I get it. Okay, so I was briefly punished for not exiling their Death Touch Lifelinker. I mean, I guess I'm technically still punished, but drawing Halo Forager has been a very nice little turnaround in my fortune. So I will take that action. I will go pay 3. Isn't March of Machines such a great set? Come on, people. This is awesome. This is so good. I mean, Urborg Scavengers is like another level of silliness, but I'm going to attack with everything. Yes, technically they could block my... So I guess I don't really know if there's like recursion. Probably am most worried about C double. Yes, technically they could block my Omen Hawker here, but I think, or my Saba Cryptomancer. If they block Saba Cryptomancer, I'm really happy because then I get to exile it with Urborg Scavengers and give it hexproof, which is unreal. Yeah, this card is so good. Okay, another Urborg Scavengers. Urborg Scavengers does not belong in this format, by the way, just in case anyone was wondering. So I feel like I just start by attacking with everything. So they do get to flip this, so they can kill my Urborg Scavengers. That's frankly okay. I'll exile, I don't know, Tidal Terror. So they're probably going to activate their Phyrexian and block Urborg Scavengers and trade. But then I get to draw a card. I mean, we're just off to the races. Okay, they blocked my Death Toucher instead. That's perfectly fine. And they go to 1. And then I guess I'll play Eyes of Gitaxias because it replaces itself and survives a board wipe. And then at the end of their turn, I'll just activate my Phyrexian. All right, that was a pretty sickening one. Opening triple Urborg Scavengers turns out to make for a pretty powerful draft. And yeah, there we go, Diamond tier 2. Okay, I'm pretty close to Mythic, pretty close. All right, this is an awesome hand. Like if I could design a hand for my deck to draw, this would be way up there. The dream is to play the Aetherblade Agent, get it dead, then exile with Urborg Scavengers, and we're off to the races. It is so not okay that I opened 3 Urborg Scavengers. My deck is terrible, but we're just winning on the back of that Urborg Scavengers purely. Oh, interesting. So if I block, I get -1/-1. No, that's annoying. But as far as Dispersal, we'll make short work of that guy. So I could play an island, play Moment of Truth and Afaris Dispersal on their turn. That's my kind of magic. Yeah, that's my kind of magic. All right, Moment of Truth and Afaris Dispersal. This is what I love about Mom. Okay, I'm going to let that resolve and I'll discard an island. Pass to attackers. Afaris Dispersal, thank you. Let's see if we can get something sweet in the bin for our dear friend Urborg Scavengers. There is a counter spell, but I think it only counters a creature or a battle, something like that. Yeah, I don't think I need the scab at this moment in my life, but Eyes of Gitaxias, maybe I don't need a second Eyes of Gitaxias, because I'm about to Moment of Truth anyways. Maybe I'll get a Halo Forager if I'm really lucky. They're 2 fine draws, but we're about to Moment of Truth, so. Actually, no, I actually screwed up, right? I actually straight up screwed up. So I'm going to put Halo Charge Scab into my hand, Saiba Cryptomancer into my graveyard. Okay, so put one into my hand. I screwed up. I played it in the wrong order, right? I was supposed to play Moment of Truth first and then Afaris Dispersal. I just did it wrong because like we went to their combat step and I didn't really think about it. Now, I do think they have a counter target creature. So I'm going to go ahead and represent one of the best. No, actually, I'm going to go ahead and Eyes of Gitaxias. Oh, that's clever. If they're trying to counter target creature, this will be a disappointment to them. Right, so instead of getting my Urborg Scavengers countered. Oh, it's -2/-2. That's fine. That is also fine. So now the idea is I can play Urborg Scavengers with a hexproof exiled immediately, and then they cannot target it. And that's fair. That's fair and reasonable magic, right? That's just fair. Okay, so it was not the counterspell. I was wrong. There is a counterspell, but they didn't have it. All right, and you're putting spot removal on the top of your deck. Don't mind if you do. For reasons that you could never possibly ever know about. That is fine by me. So I'll get hexproof, thank you. A card that's not even in this format. Thank you, Aftermath. And they put a menace creature in their graveyard, so it's hard to block as well. And I can put a menace creature in my graveyard as well if I want to. All right, so they can Final Flourish me, but they would have to sacrifice a creature. But that's something that I need to bear in mind. They can Final Flourish my Incubator, my Phyrexian. So I'm going to do that because like I kind of want Preening Champion to survive. Oh, I didn't know we were at their attack step. I thought we were at their end step. My bad. That makes more sense. Oh, Halo Forager. Okay. Halo Forager. So now I kind of want to get them to go -2/-2. And then Halo Forge. That sounds good. So first, can I attack with the Urborg Scavengers? 1, 2, 3, 4. I cannot, unfortunately. I would be trading Urborg Scavengers for their entire board. Okay, so I'm just going to... Maybe I could attack with the 3/3, but I don't really want to because they have a face-up trick in their hand. I'm just going to go ahead and play the Scab. Let's see. Probably as far as Dispersal could be good. Maybe. Honestly, I'm happy to... It makes Eyes of Gataxias really bad. I think maybe I decline and it's just a 4/4 for 5, which sucks. Spending a draw step on Eyes of Gataxias sucks. Okay, well, hey, we were just putting stats on the board, right? And getting more options in our graveyard. Not a good turn. Not a very good turn. Okay, so now they're going to kill the Scab, presumably. Fine by me. Fine by me. Because now the idea is I can play, like, Preening Champ and then Halo Forager. Okay, I do take a bunch of damage, but I think I just have to accept that. I'm about to play a bunch of chump blockers anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and play this. Is there any lifelink in the graveyard? Probably not. No, no lifelink. Am I just playing this way too passively? Okay, I think I'll go with Halo Forager. I'll take the action. 1, 2, 3. Technically, I could go for 2 and I could Final Flourish their 3/3 at the cost of my, or their 4/4 at the cost of my 3/3. Is that better than as far as dispersaling this card? Probably. Okay, let's do it like that. So I'll cast the kicker mode. I'm going to sacrifice. Probably better to sacrifice. Actually, probably better to sacrifice the 3/1, right? This kind of sucks. Basically just playing very expensive spot removal for the 4/4. Now, this is not working out great, is it? And then I'll probably attack. Just to make a creature big enough to block their stuff. This is very difficult. No, I think I better hold back for one more turn. I doubt they have a +2/+2 trick. So I'm just going to take this last little chump block here. Okay, so I probably should have attacked. I've clearly played this whole game a little bit too slowly, a little bit too passively. So they can flip that guy. This suggests that they don't really have anything going on in their hand. So next turn, I really want to play Preening Champ. And then I'll attack with the Urborg Scavengers. I should have done this last turn. I definitely should have done this last turn. I guess I'll give it flying, just in case. And then I will play the last land. So I have them on a 2-turn clock if I can keep my creatures. But I'm not sure that I can. Is that a removal spell? Some kind of interaction? Exile target creature. Sure. Okay, unfortunately, Preening Champ has to chump. That's just the way it goes. Vanquish would be good, but they're going to attack with one more card than I can do anything about. Yeah, I obviously played that in the wrong order. I was supposed to play Preening Champ instead of the Scab so that I would have a 1/1 to chump block the 4/4 with. I just wasn't really thinking about what happens if they have spot removal for the 4/4. Chalk it up to I'm not familiar with the set. Let's see. Also, I missequenced Moment of Truth and Afar's Dispersal. That could have been a big game. And maybe I should have put Eyes of Gataxias on top with the Scab. Okay, well, they got me. There's no lifelink in the bin. I can't play my 7-drop and also have 3 mana to kill something. Block, block, block. If I did, I would survive. It's just that my creature was too expensive. Yeah, too bad. I let my life total get too low. I was just really counting on having another resource there. Oh well. Really, I was counting on them not exiling the Scab. That was the moment when things kind of fell to pieces. Really should have done the Preenie Champ instead. All right. Moment of Truth makes this hand keepable, I would say. Captive Weird. Oh, this is such a good card. This is such a good card. Dang, I feel like the last game was so winnable, but I just like don't really remember the set well enough to navigate situations like that correctly. Very Mastermind. Wow. I'm in trouble. I guess I vanquished the weak. Okay, I vanquished the weak. I would have preferred to save that for my for their Captive Weird. So this thing flips and it lets you play a card off the top of your library and turns into a chunky 3/3. Runs Resolve, and then they're going to get a land. They're going to get their 3rd land from that. Oh, this card was so good as well. Incubate 4 permanent transforms, draw card. Actually, I think it was not good, but I thought it was amazing back in the old days. Okay, so 1 into my hand, 1 into my graveyard, and 1 in the bottom of my library. Into my hand, I'll take the Swamp. Into my graveyard, I'll put Saiba, and on the bottom goes that. And that was a pretty awesome find, because now, while they're tapped down off of counter mana, I get to play an Urborg Scavengers and give it hexproof. Didn't work out for me last game, somehow. But hey, maybe this game is the charm. Let's see. See if they're still stuck on lands. I'm not sure. No matter what, they shouldn't be able to play this Corruption. There's no Rite of Flames or anything in this set. They're marveling at the fact that there is an Urborg Scavengers in play. Yeah, fair enough. But there is a red battle that does like 3 to everything. I think it costs double red, so I'm not sure that they can play it here, but that is one way that we could get got right now. And my next Urborg Scavengers will not have hexproof. Yeah, one downside of opening triple Urborg Scavengers, despite it being one of the most powerful cards ever in Limited, is that they do kind of eat each other's lunch. Even though there's 2 in the art. Only one of these is getting huge and the other one's getting tiny. See what I'm saying? Now, wait, what just happened? Oh, their Ren's Resolve thing went away. Yep, makes sense. Okay, I'll go to my draw. I will play a land. Now, do I attack? I think so, right? Because I'm holding up Vanquish the Weak. So in with Urborg Scavengers, I will exile the card in your graveyard, clearly. And then if they want to do some kind of fancy double blocking plus damage shenanigans, I have a Vanquish the Weak to say about that. All right, damage gets through. Then I'm going to play the Ether Blade. Maybe I'll play Flywheel Racer first, actually. So there is counter target creature for 1 and a blue. Unless they pay 4, and if they pay 4, you get to incubate. Oh, there's also that card, which is one of the best bombs in the set. However, we successfully baited them into countering our crappy card that I wish I wasn't playing, and now we get to land our actually good card. So that actually worked nicely for us. And also, this guy is going to give Urborg Scavengers Vigilance. So I'm not sad about this. Artistic Refusal is an amazing card. You convoke it, it counters a spell, and then you get an extra card on top of that. So it's a ridiculous more than a 2-for-1. It's like pretty much a 3-for-1 just built into one card. So super strong, and it kind of comes out of nowhere when it looks like they don't have that much mana. Skittering Surveyor, I love. What an amazing card. I loved the Changeling Wayfinder in Lorwyn, and this is the non-Changeling version of that, the artifact version. Unfortunately, Urborg Scavengers will tap when it attacks next turn because the exile happens after attacks are declared. Okay, this is a little awkward. So I cannot draw my second card. Because they would get to draw a card. I kind of want to just vanquish that guy. The other thing that I could do is turn my Etherblade agent over. The upside to vanquishing the weak right now would be I get to play Eyes of Gataxias next turn, and they can't spend their turn just making us or spend my next turn making me draw. Although if they do that, I can actually shoot it in response. So actually, okay, so that convinces me. Let's do the thing that affects the board. Technically, like, they might have a really good counterattack here, but my Urborg Scavengers cannot be triple blocked, and I don't think they can take everything. Yeah, so I'm like clearing the way a little bit. The most they can get in for is, I think, 3 plus 3, so it's gonna be 6, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that is a lot, actually. That actually is a lot. I didn't think about that. Okay. But that requires them to attack with everything. And any blockers they hold back can always get vanquished. So when it dies, I do have to sacrifice a creature. Queen Champion is just so ridiculous. It's just so ridiculous. Okay. I really wish that I could draw some lands. The opponent did a really good job of drawing lands, and I did not. Okay, so I think I do just go in with everything, as per usual. I'll exile Artistic Refusal, I suppose. Make it 6/6. So this is a lethal attack. Some blocks are going to have to be made. So in response to this, I unfortunately have to vanquish the weak on the Goremonger so that they don't kill my Urborg Scavengers. Yeah, I really wish that I hadn't gotten stuck on lands. Oh, you know what I should have done? Well, it's kind of rough. Maybe 2 turns ago, I should have vanquished the weak on the Fairy Mastermind, so this turn I could play Eyes of Gitaxias and sacrifice the Incubator token. When it enters, you may discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. Okay, got it. And then you're going to get to flip it. Sure. Well, okay. Yeah, I mean, this is so rough. Like, Halo Forger, Scab, Eyes of Gitaxias, all of these cards need lands, and I just couldn't find lands, so too bad. Urborg Scavengers, as good as it is, cannot carry the entire game all on its own. Haste, you say? Haste. Okay. Still just can't draw land, and I can't cast Eyes of Gitaxias because they get to draw a card as well. That's so sad. Okay, I guess I just hold up for Disturbing Conversion. Surely they're just going to flip their Incubator and chump block, because I don't even have Trample. I really wish I could get Lifelink on this guy. I'm just so stuck on mana. All right. All right. Still can't do anything. Every card is stuck in my hand. It's just really, really bad. Creatures you control get +1/+0 and haste is just so ridiculous. If I had some lands, I could have Halo Forgered and vanquished the weak, but I did not. I've lost. The only question is, how have I lost? So they didn't crew their Dreadship first. Kind of interesting. Suggests they're not going to attack all out. Four damage to any target. If I had a little bit more mana, well, a lot more mana, I could have Halo Forgered. I mean, I even Moment of Truth and put a land in my hand. Like, I'm not really sure what else I was supposed to do. I want to actually kill that guy, so let's put it on this, I guess. Well, at least I'm not facing down a big attack. I was worried it would be much bigger than it is. What does this have? Nothing. No relevant abilities. And what did I mill? A flyer. A flyer is good, right? Okay. Yeah, a flyer. And that's before blockers. Is there any way to get an extra damage on this guy? Any way at all? Yeah, I think I'm 1 damage short. That's so sad. I'm probably just dead next turn. But let's see. So, okay, so first I attack with Urborg Scavengers. I'm going to exile my flyer. It's an 8/8 flyer. Put them to 1. It's just ridiculous. And then, honestly, I need 1 blocker unless they have a removal spell, in which case I'm dead. I guess I could go for Ifara's Dispersal, and this technically does give me a blocker. I think this is my best shot, because the other option is I play Halo Forger and try to play something out of the graveyard, but there's nothing that I can play. I cannot, like, convoke out Stoke the Flames. That's not how that works. So, and I can't play Halo Forger and Vanquish the Weak because I'm 1 land short. Halo Forger into Moment of Truth does nothing for me. So yeah, it's just this. It's just this. 1 damage short. This is so sad. Is that... Yeah, they do get to draw an extra card because I never killed their guy. And then we end. Yeah, no, it's too bad. I think I'm dead on board, right? So I block this, I block that, and I take 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, no, I'm just dead on board. 1 more land, and I could have played Halo Forger and killed the Chiron Flamewright with Vanquish of the Weak. 1 more land. That's all that I needed. It's just so sad. Yep. This is a lethal attack. 2, 6, 9. It's exactly lethal, and I have them at 1. Well, I don't know. Just in case I somehow counted wrong, I'll go to blockers, but I really wonder if there was any way for me to get 1 more damage on them. Dang, this draft took such a turn for the worse. We were doing so well at the beginning. Chiron Flamewright, Sigh. I mean, I really just needed to draw land. I had like many turns to draw land, and I just didn't. So that's what happens. I'm pleased that my deck got them to 1 HP from having like such a mana deficit. All right, unfortunately, after rattling off 3 wins and 0 losses, we've just sustained 2 tough losses in close games. The first one definitely our fault. The second one more our deck's fault, I would say. So let's hope that we get a win here. At least basically get our gems back. Okay, yeah, again, I'm happy to have this combo. It has lost us 2 games in a row, apparently, but I thought it would be pretty good. So we'll give it 1 more shot. We will give the Hexproof Urborg Scavengers 1 more chance to try winning us some games. In theory, being able to loop, or not loop, but like cast and recast a Moment of Truth should be good. Okay, what does this do? Flying Vigilance. Okay, I like that for my Urborg Scavengers. I just need to find a way to kill it. You have Hexproof. When it's dealt damage, you gain that much life. Okay, I wish I had lifelink instead, but that's all right. I'm going to incubate and draw because then I can activate the incubate token and Moment of Truth on their turn. All right. Yeah, so I want to have 5 mana when I play the Urborg Scavengers. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to activate the Flywheel Racer because it would be way better for me if that's what goes to the graveyard than the Phyrexian just dying. Whoa, really now? Really now? Okay, that's interesting. All right, go to your turn. End of your turn, I'm going to Moment of Truth. And then, unless you have Suspicious Counter Mana up, which you do, I would Urborg Scavengers with Cyber Cryptomancer up, but now I'm scared to do that. Now you have officially made me scared to do that. So that is not what I'm going to do anymore. I think I will attack. And then I think I will Eyes of Gitaxias again, because you can't counter it with the 1 and a blue card. And then, okay, I'll play Order of the Mirror rather than flipping my Incubator on your turn. Infected Did detect Defector. Yeah, that's not a good card, as I recall. I'm not the expert on these things, but that's not a good card as I recall. So now, okay, yeah, I want to do some Urborg scavenging for sure. So when it dies, you incubate. That's fine. So I'm going to attack. Yeah, I thought they might do that for value, basically. Makes sense. But that's kind of what's not so good about the card is like it incentivizes you to trade it down. Okay, and there you go. So now it's a flying vigilance, 3/3 flying vigilance. That's only going to get bigger. Love this card. I love this card. Oh, I didn't think about the fact that like this had vigilance, so it didn't matter if my flywheel racer also went to the bin. I am not going to tap down. From now on, I am going to have 2 mana up absolutely forever. So I cannot play this. I could play Oracle of Tragedy and loot before combat. That sounds wise. I cannot attack with Order of the Mirror. But let's go ahead and loot. If I draw an island here... Okay, I didn't. That's fine. I think I'll just put... Honestly, I could put Cyber Cryptomancer in the bin, but it gives them an opportunity to kill it. I think I might just put the random not very good battle into the graveyard. Then I'm going to activate the incubator and I will attack with Scavengers and incubator. And I'm going to now leave my flywheel racer in the graveyard for my next Urborg Scavengers. In case this Urborg Scavengers dies. Okay, now I cannot have Forest Dispersal that because I don't want to tap down. I don't want to tap off of Cyber Cryptomancer. That's fine. That incubator token was not essential to my game plan. Whoa, 4 different colors of basic lands. Okay. Okay. Fire Exceeds you control get +1/+1. Yes, sorry. I remember this card being a bit of a beater. It was a little too slow for the format, I think. But it's not the worst. Okay, so then I'm going to probably... Maybe I just activate this guy. He is, as we saw in a previous game, like... pretty hard to deal with, actually. Oh, I hate how the auto tapper did that. Now I can't play Omen Hawker or a Forest Dispersal. Dang. Is it out to get me personally? Kind of makes me think it might be out to get me personally, actually. Okay, I'll just exile my island. Doesn't really matter. So you can block, but you want to read Order of the Alabaster Host first. Okay, they did. Good, good, good. That would be a crummy way to get them. It's a confusing card. They basically brought back flanking from 100,000 years ago. All right, and now the moment that we've been waiting for. So this card, I was really high on this card because I thought the effects seemed inherently powerful back in the day. Turns out it's not very good. We didn't quite have lethal, but fair enough. Actually, with the Forest Dispersal we did. Turns out it's not very good because the Jailer effect on a 6-drop just isn't good, and a 2-mana Planecycler in this format turned out not to be good. So then I was like, oh, that Jailer effect is not good because you can just get blown out by them like removing your Jailer card. And then they put it on a bunch of 3-drop creatures in set after set after set, and it was like the best white uncommon over and over and over again. So clearly I learned the wrong lesson from that one. Okay, we've gotten our gems back, so I'm perfectly happy with this draft. Now we're playing against a very strong player, so I'm definitely in learning mode. This person probably has things to teach me. Let's see what it is. I just wish we hadn't dropped so many avoidable games, but that's okay. We got our gems back. And there's definitely lots of learning to do. Okay, now I'm getting flooded. There's definitely lots of learning to do going back over those games and just figuring out, you know, where was I too passive? Where did I not chump block correctly? Where did I overinvest in one creature? Where did I sequence things wrong? I actually know I did every single one of those things. This card was nutty. You look at the top 5 and find a land. It was like really good in this set. So I can actually attack into this and Disturbing Conversion them. I kind of want to not do that, actually. Most likely, if they have something without an enters the battlefield effect, I'm just going to Forest Dispersal it. Oh, they think this card is good. Interesting. Okay, well, now I can get them on offense with this. So I'm going to Disturbing Conversion. Put 2 in the bin. Your guy gets -2. Then I'm going to block with a Death Toucher. And goodbye to that. Now I'm going to flip my Ether Blade agent. The number of lands I'm drawing is just ridiculous. And I will attack with this guy because I think they pretty much have to block. Technically, this leaves me open to them attacking Invasion of Segovia, but it's kind of the same effect one way or the other. Okay, no more lands ever for the entire rest of the game, please. I remember this card was pretty bad, but so much fun. And Invasion of Amonkhet is like absolutely a mythic uncommon in the set. Absolutely ridiculously good card. Each player mills 3, then you discard and draw, etc. Okay, now then they discard and you draw. I don't have anything. I guess Urborg Scavengers can get a vigilance creature. I can bounce their Emoti, but then they get to cascade. So that's too bad. And I fully expect that Urborg Scavengers is going to get removed, but I clearly have to play it. And then I'm just leaving up for a Forest Dispersal. The only thing is, if Forest Dispersal, maybe I'm going to trade my Mind Stinger for Emoti. That's probably what happens here. I really don't want this to get to flip the invasion. So unfortunately, we have to make this not very good trade. It's just the way things are. And then if they have a single removal spell in their 5 cards, we lose. I mean, my deck has plenty of card advantage. I have 2 Halo Foragers, for example. I didn't see Invasion of Amonkhet, but I drew like so many lands. Oh, and I don't have the Forest Dispersal for that. So bad. Okay. Every card that they play has an amazing Endress effect, so my Forest Dispersal is like just horrible. All right, well, exile the Vigilance creature. Maybe Death Touch would have been better, I'm not sure. Now they get to pop Invasion. I mean, they just do, right? There's nothing I can say about that. There wasn't a flying creature in the graveyard. I had no decision there. I mean, this is awesome. Like, March of Machines is super fun for this kind of reason, right? They're getting to like totally demonstrate for you why it's a fun set. And my deck, like, clearly my deck was not very good. Yeah, they get to play this as a Urborg Scavengers. Clearly my deck was not very good. I opened 3 Urborg Scavengers and that solidified me into black, but otherwise I had gotten cut on blue-black. This is absolutely a mythic uncommon in the set as well. And 2 of them is just out of control. Like, people at their draft table were just passing, like, this is a good card. This I don't think is very good, but maybe it ends up being good. This is a top bomb. This is a top bomb, the Invasion of Amonkhet. This is a top bomb, and this is a top bomb. This card is powerful, but not very good. So I could bounce that, but then they do get to recast Invasion of Amonkhet. Their deck is clearly much better than mine, so fair enough. But my deck is also at the same time underperforming. I'm so dead it's not even funny, but I'll keep playing just so that like anyone who hasn't played a lot of this format, because probably a lot of my viewers maybe haven't ever played this. I'll just like let them go off and we can just sit here together and admire their handiwork, because this is going to be absolutely egregious. I mean, they're just going to style on us. So I will Forest Dispersal this guy. Should have done it before combat, but whatever. No, I shouldn't have done it before combat, because then they get to recast it as a battle. So they do get to replay it as a battle, which means they're going to make me discard my Halo Forager. So maybe I should have just played the Halo Forager without a target. They're going to play this, and then they're going to play another spell, and then they get to make 2 more creatures. So they get back Cadus, and then they get to untap their Xerx Strobe Knights. So we've admired enough. So their deck is totally sweet. That's the kind of a thing that you're going for. Maybe I should have gotten a little bit splashier with it. Clearly my deck didn't work out, but also I definitely think that I lost the game 2 games ago entirely to gameplay, and the game last game mostly to Mana Screw. So this game was a game where it was very much just, I don't think my deck could ever have held a candle to my opponent's deck. So pretty disappointing result, but hey, we got our gems back, and you don't feel terrible when that happens. The main lesson is March of Machines is a super fun set, and I'll be playing a lot of it this week, and Urborg Scavengers really doesn't belong in it. Although apparently a hexproof Urborg Scavengers just doesn't really take over the game that much in March of Machines. So very powerful card, but definitely a little bit out of place here. All right, until tomorrow's March of Machines draft, have tons of fun playing Magic, and don't be afraid to splash. And at 8 p.m. tonight, tune in for our very first live stream.